Chapter 31, Queen Mab. Next morning, Stub accosted Flask. Such a queer dream, King Post, I never had. You know the old man's ivory leg? Well, I dreamed he kicked me with it, and when I tried to kick him back, upon my soul, my little man, I kicked my leg right off. And then, presto, Ahab seemed a pyramid, and I, like a blazing fool, kept kicking it. But what's more still curious, Flask, you know how curious all dreams are. Though all this rage that I was in, I somehow seemed to be thinking to myself that after all, it was not much of an insult, that kick from Ahab. Why, thinks I, what's the row? It's not a real leg, only a false leg. And there's a mighty difference between a living stump and a dead stump. That's what makes a blow from the hand, Flask, 50 times more savage to bear than one from a cane. The living member. That makes the living insult, my little man. And I think to myself all the while, mind, while I was stubbing my silly toe against this cursed pyramid, so confoundedly contradictory was it all the while, I say, I was thinking to myself, what's his leg now but a cane? A whalebone cane, yes, thinks I. It was only a playful cudgeling. In fact, only a whaleboning that he gave me, not a base kick. Besides, thinks I, look at it once. Why, the end of it, the foot part, what a small sort of end it is, whereas if a broad-footed farmer kicked me, there's a devilish broad insult. But this insult is whittled down to the point only. But now comes the greatest joke of the dream, Flask. While I was battering away at the pyramid, a sort of badger-haired old merman with a hump on his back takes me by the shoulder and slews me round. "What are you about?" says he. Shit, man, but I was frightened, such a fizz. But somehow, next moment, I was over the fright. "What am I about?" says I, at last. "And what business is that of yours, I should like to know, Mr. Humpback? Do you want a kick?" By the Lord, Flask, I had no sooner said that than he turned round his stern to me, bent over. What do you think I saw? Why, thunder alive, man, his stern was stuck full of merlin spikes. "What's the point out?" Says I, "On second thought, I guess I won't kick you, old fellow." "Why, Stub," said he. "Why, Stub." He kept muttering it all the time, a sort of eating of his gums like chimey hags. "Why, Stub. Why, Stub." I thought I might as well fall back to kicking the pyramid again. So I had only lifted my foot for it, and he roared out, "Stop that kicking!" "Hoa!" says I. "What's the matter now, old fellow?" "Look ye here," he says. "Let's argue the insult. Captain Ahab kicked you, didn't he?" "Yes, he did," says I. "Right here it was." "Very good," says he. "He used his ivory leg, didn't he?" "Yes, he did," says I. "Well, then," says he, "why, Stub, what have you to complain of? Didn't he kick you with right good will? It wasn't a common pitch-pine kick, was it? No, you were kicked by a great man, and with a beautiful ivory leg, Stub. It's an honor. I consider it an honor. Listen, why, Stub. In old England, the greatest lords, in great glory, considered it to be a good thing to be slapped by a queen and made a gutter knight of. But be your boast, Stub, that you were kicked by old Ahab and made a wise man of. Remember that. Be kicked by him. Account his kicks honors, and on no account kick back. For you can't help yourself, wise Stub. Don't you see that pyramid?" With that, he all of a sudden seemed somehow, in some queer fashion, to swim off in the air. I snored, rolled over, and I was in my hammock now. What do you think of that dream, Flask? I don't know. It seems a sort of foolish to me, though. Maybe, but it's made a wise man of me. Flask, you see Ahab standing there, sideways, looking over the stern? Well, the best thing you can do, Flask, is to let that old man alone. Never speak to him, whatever he says. Oh, what's the shout? Hark! Masthead there, look sharp, all of ye. There are whales hereabouts.